Hello, happy uh, Tuesday. Good afternoon, Natalie. Hello, welcome to practice. We are gathering today for International Women's Day, and I have a lot of kind of complex thoughts about layered thoughts about this. I think it's really important for us to have a day where we acknowledge that women have been systemically oppressed for millennia, and I where we celebrate us. And I also think that if we get into the habit of thinking that women's sovereignty and recognition is sort of something for holidays, then we won't do it every day. So both happy International Women's Day and also whatever, make every day Women's Day. So that's where I sit with it. It's a little bit of both. Like I want to celebrate because everybody's like, you know, excited about it and posting. And at the same time, I'm like, yeah, kind of like the bare minimum. Um, so it's both. So we have to get through our practice swiftly today because I am in the midst of tax preparation and I have a meeting, but we're gonna dive right in. I am here to manifest the wisdom that rests within. I am here to radiate my loving compassion into the world. I am here to gather the skills and the power to bless and empower all. The fundamental nature of my mind is pure. Within me is an inexhaustible source of love, wisdom, and power. The purpose of all spiritual practice is to reveal and make contact with this. When ignorance is removed, unlimited wisdom, compassion, and power arise. It is the mind's conditioning that limits understanding of who I am and what I can become. I will cleanse my mind of faults and develop beneficial qualities. This removes obstacles to my path and creates beneficial conditions. Recognizing the interconnectedness of all, I will strive to be my best, to manifest my enlightened potential, ever dedicated to benefiting all beings. I will think, speak, and act as Tara. And today, Tara is all victorious. Praise her who sits above the heads of the Buddhas, enjoying and abiding in complete and infinite victory. Those who have mastered and achieved the six perfections, the children of the enlightened ones, deeply honor her. And remembering that the six perfections are generosity, virtue, diligence, peace, patience, and meditation. And our card today Kali Truma Nakmo's Mandala Mansion. Stand firm to cut through tension, doubt, and fear. So we had little sweet little Fallon. I hope Fallon feels better, Brandy. And hello, Angelia. Good morning, Brandy. Hello, Gary. Hello, Christy. So the other day we had Kali Truma Nakmo as our card of the day. Today we have her mandala, which is like the palace in which she dwells. And it's got the seed syllable at the heart, Bam, And then around it looks like it's some Uchen script for, I'm not sure what these other syllables are. They're familiar and unfamiliar at the same time. Maybe it'll say in the card. Kali's mandala glows dark midnight blue as her color is blue-black. The the outer edge is a ring of fire, and inside that is a fence providing protection from any who would enter unprepared or without the right motivation. Passing through these levels, you approach a lotus, born in the muck beneath the water and rising up toward the purity of the sky. Here it is. It has bloomed from her heart and invites you in. Oh, Bam Hari Ni Sa. So Bam is at the center, and then Hari Ni Sa are the parts of her mantra around the center of the lotus. Their light invites the nectar of wisdom from the hearts of all Buddhas to dissolve within you, mixing together to become an ocean of wisdom. Yeshiwangmo, Kali, is the great wrathful mother of compassion. Her intensity burns through the fabric of duality, the illusion of this and that, of right and wrong, of God separate from human. She is the main deity in the Vajrayana pacification of suffering practice called Chut. It is traditionally done in cremation grounds and places that bring us face to face with fear so that we can learn to cut through the obstacles of tension, doubt, and fear, the obstacles that deny us access to joy. Chut is ancient, one of the earliest Vajrayana sadhanas. It is a practice of self-sacrifice. Doing Chut starts with visualizing making an offering of our most valuable possession, our body, and transforming it into a magical nectar as a gift to all beings in all realms. Through making that offering, we initiate a flow between us and everything else. We begin to appreciate that all forms are completely interconnected and that there is in fact an underlying unity. Her mandala is a map that shows the way from the outer world through the layers of an energetic system into an inner sacred world where we can meet the divine. It is a microcosm of the macrocosm of an energy system. Be it a universe, an ecosystem, a human being, or even just one cell, all are organized by the same dynamism and have similar structure. Mandalas help focus the mind and keep meditation places sacred. Like the rose windows and labyrinths in European cathedrals, they're a circle of beauty with symbols that move from chaos to a still point to illustrate leaving the wildness of the outer world to find the harmony within. And the originator of the Chut practice was Machik Lapdron, an 11th century mystic in Tibet. She developed the Chut practice of self-sacrifice, meditative self-sacrifice, and she taught as a very famous yogini the readings of the Heart Sutra. She was really an important woman in the lineage. So, how perfect for International Women's Day for us to have the legacy of such a wise and important and enlightened woman in our lineage to kind of make her appearance. Machik Leptron was the 11th century reincarnation of the 8th century mystic Yeshiwangmo, to whom our temple is dedicated. So she is definitely part of the mix for us. And in terms of conquering fear, Chut was designed for that. I mean, it was a practice designed by women to go to places that normally would be considered fearsome, like a cremation ground, a cemetery, burial site. They would use whatever was there. The bones that were laying around would become their jewelry. The clothes of the tattered clothes of the dead would become their own clothes. They would sacrifice, wealthy women would sacrifice their riches, their, you know, opulent fabrics to clothe themselves in the raiments of the dead and adorn themselves with bone. And the bone ornaments that they would wear would be symbols of liberation. So, if we want to talk about, women freeing themselves in the 11th century, a large portion of Tibetan women began to do this practice, and so did then following a large percentage of Indian women, because the Chud practice is one of the rare practices of Buddhism that, rather than coming from India to Tibet, originated in Tibet and went back to India. And at the time that Chud flooded into India, Buddhism had been all but eradicated there by Hinduism. And at a certain point, texts were destroyed, practices were forgotten. And then when the people of India who wanted to reconvene Buddhism set out to do that, they went to the Tibetan monasteries and they gained access to the texts, and they brought back copies of texts and teachings that had originally been Indian, but had been lost, but had been kept by the Tibetans. But along with that came the Chud practice, which was uniquely Tibetan. So, little history lesson. And in terms of overcoming faults and flaws and fears and tension, I'm, definitely empathic to that. I think many of us are struggling with looking at the suffering in our world right now, the war, the struggles in Ukraine, the violence. I don't know about you, but I've been tracking now since it was brought to my attention, the that people of African descent in Ukraine are not being allowed out of the country. In some cases, are being forced to stay and be afraid, in that terrifying situation, because other Slavic countries, out of racism, won't have them. I'm seeing that the animals of the Kiev Zoo have now been mounted for transport to another country, and that the people who have been taking care of them have been, working day and night. I mean, there's a lot that we can tap into and fear. But when we allow ourselves to say, okay, I'm not going to escape this fear, I'm going to face this fear, I'm going to be present for this fear, I'm going to observe it, identify it, and then I'm going to confront it. And I'm going to confront it with my spiritual practice. Then we can maybe have an upliftment of spirit, a wind beneath our wings to think about what more we could do. And how do you spell that practice so I can learn more? Chud is CH, and then it's an O with an umlaut on top of it, and then a D. And it's quite famously one of the main practices of Taramandala, the place of Lama Tsultrim Elione in Colorado. But there's a version of it that is also in our temple's lineage, the Dakini Heart Essence of Dujim Rinpoche. So, okay, I've got this meeting in 15 minutes, so I have to dive into practice. We're going to do rapid recitations today. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do longer, but I really have to be paying attention to this because taxes are due very soon. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Guan Shi Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Omahom. Omahum, 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 Omahum. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guanyin, remain until the end of samsaric existence, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. And I forgot to take refuge and do prostrations, but we're here, so we're just going to go forward. 108, we're going to do 108 recitations of Namo Guanxin Pusa, rapid, and then we're going to do 108 recitations of Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha, and then we're going to do rapid recitation of Om Mani Padme Hum in succession. We're going to do the long life prayer of Tara, and then we're going to close. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Guanxin Pusa, Namo 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 Guanxian 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 Pusa. And now 108 recitations of Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, 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 Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, 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 Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Tu Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, 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 Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, 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 Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. And one last round, Om Mani Padme Hum. And this one is going to be sending out our energies of these recitations to dissolve the frozenness of fear and to help people find their courage from deep within to rise up and say no to violence. Om mani padme hum, 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 om mani padme hum. And the long life prayer of Tara that we're doing this month, which actually Machig Lobdron was an emanation of Tara. Lume chosum chidang jetsunma gyayum pagmadro me jintuyi daki sisu paljonya draknam yarnu dadang yarji sashindu kipar kaje wangtang lungta nam nyampa sashin chatu gawalong chije likbelam du drawadang sering nime dadang danjur shi. Through the blessing and power of the unfailing Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and of Jetsunma, mother of the Buddha's noble Tara, may our lifespan, merit, prosperity, and renown increase like a waxing moon, like a rising summer lake. Especially may our good fortune, Wangtong and Windhorse, be healed when they weaken, rejoined when interrupted, raised up when sinking down. May whatever we do turn out well, and may good health, long life, peace, and happiness be ours. Lume chosum chidang jetsunma gyayum pakmadrome jintuyi daki sisu paljoin draknam yarnu dadang yarji soshindu kepar kaje wantang lungtanam nyampa sushing chatu gawa long chije lekpe lamdu drowadang sering neme dadang danjur shi. And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lamadechen Yeshiwangmo. Om Sosti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss Yeshiwangmo be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings, so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin and Tara in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa and Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. And we close with a bow to Guanyin, bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher. And now I have my meeting in 1 minute. So it's good to see you, KJ, and congrats on your new apartment. Hi, Johanna. It's good to see you. I'm going to see you hopefully when I come to the UK in November. And everybody else, have a really good day. Tomorrow we'll be back to regular practice. Bye.